Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of this replay. Now we have DIMAGA coming in with a couple of these queens as well. Hydralisk coming in to reinforce DIMAGA with a slightly larger army, and then also has these spine crawlers which offer a very high DPS. Hydralisk, however, not pushing through this back door just quite yet. I'm a little curious exactly to what the strategy is. The queens all have a fair amount of energy, and now in comes this single queen now getting taken down, another queen getting taken down. So those queens are just being focused down. So no transfusions coming in. Thor is now continuing to push spine crawlers coming in as well, and those spine crawlers not really doing all that much, but it is stopping Jimpo from being able to really push against this whole entire attack. Now Hydralisk is trying to shoot from this lower ramp. However, the Thors on that higher ground able to continue to just offer additional harassment. More creep tumors spawning out. Overlords now spawning some additional creep as well. So these spine crawlers acting as more of a static defense, preventing the Thors from being able to come out without having to fight those spine crawlers. Hydralisk now with those 1-1 upgrades have been completed, and are now going to move on in. Jimpo lifting off this orbital command in order to try to save it, as these no units really coming in. So Jimpo really is playing in the dark at this stage in the game. Orbital command down to 53 hit points. There it goes. And yeah, DIMAGA should just be easily able to take this game. Siege tanks, however, on the high ground. So Jimpo doing a last stand, trying to fight back, and doesn't want to quite engage yet. He does know that his army is most likely larger than Jimpo's, but trying to attack an entrenched Terran player is generally a very bad idea. So as the good Zerg player he is, hatcheries being spawned at the high yield mineral location, as well as this expansion over here. So just doing a great job of just trying to out macro his opponent. A Thor now being dropped in, so a little bit of a Thor drop trying to coming in order to push back that push back that Thor. That Thor, however, still at full hit points, while that medevac lost a lot of hit points. So massive amounts of spine crawlers now being produced, currently making 7 spine crawlers. Infestation pit is down, however there is no research for the Nero parasite yet at this time. Zerg going to go ahead and just try to see what is on that front door. We'll see that there is a fair amount of things over there. Now spine crawlers moving away, so perhaps not wanting to root themselves quite there. And DIMAGA knows that if he can just prolong this game and get this game to go even longer and longer, he will be able to win. Even if his army is smaller, he will be able to replace those units much more quickly than Jimpo would be at this time. Hydralisk now getting the level 2 weapons upgrade and the level 2 armor upgrades, as well as the level 1 melee upgrade. So 3 evolution chambers trying to evolve the Zerg into a more devastating swarm. Root crawlers, or spine crawlers, now once again perhaps moving back into this position, and will be able to fend off any attack that tries to come in through this front door. Marines and Marauders, siege tanks now doing that slow push out of their own base. A very devastating feeling when you have to just push in order to gain a little bit of ground. Looking at the Terran player is very just enclosed in his base, has not been able to expand nearly as much as he wanted to. A couple changelings down here, and now creep being spawned over here as well. So Jimpo unable to really take that expansion. Jimpo now is trying to move out, trying to perhaps make a one final push onto the army. The army sizes are fairly even, however, it's not going to be nearly as effective as SCB is now coming in order to join in on this fight, and perhaps try to take down some of these spine crawlers, trying to root them up. And now in comes this whole entire units. An Infestor does not have Nero parasite yet, so units continuing to push. Hydralisk now going to be able to just move on out, and this army now going to get just pushed back, and what a very nice fungal growth stopping these Marines and these Marauders from able to engaging, and Jimpo just losing this whole entire army, and Jimpo says GG. Stay tuned for Game 3, which is going to be on Lost Temple between Jimpo and DIMAGA.